Please welcome 35-year lead anchor for the Performance Racing Network, entering his final season behind the mic, Doug Rice.
To all the race fans who have ever listened to NASCAR on the radio, thank you. Thank you very much. Drivers, start your engines!
Outside pole sitter Joey Logano will have to drop to the rear because of a violation in qualifying. Look at Logano's left glove that he holds up to block the airflow through the open part of the window. Look at the webbing between the thumb and forefinger like a baseball glove. That is modifying an SFI approved part. That is not permitted. Logano will drop to the rear and do a pass through. Green flag in Atlanta. Michael McDowell leads them to turn one. It's the Kyle and Kyle show on the inside.
Big run coming on the outside. Todd Gilliland pushing McDowell. Already Busch up for a block.
Michael McDowell swings to the bottom, but Kyle Busch moved up because he knows that that middle lane is going to be the preferred lane. As these things get strung out, you're going to want to be in the middle lane, so you better get off the bottom as quick as you can.
Well, why is that? A little bit more banking. You get trapped on the bottom like you said.
Trouble! One car slides to the infield, Austin Dillon, and they pile up behind him.
That's 2 weeks in a row early out for Austin Dillon. I don't know how much damage he has, but there's a bunch of them, folks. Accordion effect. We've saw it at Daytona time and time again. Look at the accordion back here.
What happened was Todd Gilliland trying to make a hole for Michael McDowell to get up in that preferred lane in the middle, stack that whole lineup really hard.
Those guys had nowhere to go, didn't see it, landed right in their lap.
What a mess. Watch Todd Gilliland, the 38 car right here. He's going to check up to try to make a hole for Michael McDowell, and it checks up this whole line. And all of a sudden, that accordion just gets deep.
Denny Hamlin just missed the three.
You see Harrison Burton around.
Have you ever seen a bigger smile than the one on Michael McDowell's face this morning?
Oh, it was awesome.
467 races, finally got his first career pole, and he's got the nose of that car in the wind.
Denny Hamlin
around goes Hamlin. Sliding down toward the apron in turn number one, and caution is out. Hamlin was in sixth place.
Him and Kyle Busch on the bottom. Kyle comes up, gets into his left rear corner, and turns him around.
Yeah, and that would look like the classic case of one going up, one coming down. These cars are just, I mean, that was pretty heavy contact, but they're light going through the front straightaway like that through the quad oval.
From the 8.
It pulled him in. You could hear him lift too.
Let's drop the green for one lap to the end of stage one. Blaney outside of McDowell. Hold your breath.
Big gap on that outside. See them locked together on the bottom.
3 wide. Is that Reddick moving up? And Gilliland and Logano on the bottom, trying to steal some points here. Michael McDowell started from pole. Here he comes to the end of stage one. He gets the green and white checkered flag.
Green and white, go till I tell you.
Blaney, Chastain, Larson, and Busch, the top 5. Could each of those drivers have a different number in mind?
No, but when they do make a mistake like that in front of you and you're down low, that's where it's problematic.
Oh, crash! William Byron and Michael McDowell have crashed on the apron.
Get back going if you can.
No caution.
No caution yet.
They're
not going to want to throw it because of the scenario that would unfold.
And William Byron slowing for pit road behind Kyle Larson. And McDowell locks him up.
Rear tire, you saw the smoke come out of the rear tires right there, and that thing started sliding, and he just lost control of his car and hit William Byron.
Once again, no caution flag.
2 green, 2 green. No mistakes, 2 green on pit road.
Just that right rear tire locked up and shot the thing around. here are your leaders after everybody pits. It's going to be Austin Cindric, Joey Logano, Ryan Blaney, Todd Gilliland. 4 Fords there at the front of this pack, and now we're going to see things really strung out as these guys come to pit road and come off of pit road, and all the things that we saw happen have really spread this field out.
At the back of this group, Brad Keselowski trying to become relevant once again. That pit road, a miscue getting onto pit road, cost him 8 spots, and he's still with this lead pack as the lead changes hands and Logano goes back to the front. And hey, a Chevy wants to play. Here comes Kyle Larson.
That was almost too late of a block by Cindric. It got pretty close right there, getting into 1. He didn't like it. I'm coming back. I could do that too.
If you drive below the double line to improve your position, you will get a penalty.
He certainly got rammed.
Oh,
reckon
no, Logano. Buescher, Hamlin pile up on the last lap of stage 2.
Yeah, and that was just a late block from what I saw right there.
Austin Cindric will win the stage.
Right, he goes up. It was pretty obvious to me that he was trying to fill that gap, slow the block, you know, slow the run by Buescher. And as soon as he moved, not only did he get tight, Buescher did as well.
Yeah, and you see him sliding down the back straightaway here. The 11 car of Denny Hamlin had a lot of contact, but you're going to see Joey Logano come up, and when he gets behind this 12 car right here, that's when the thing takes off.
You can hear him lift before the contact.
And that's what we've been talking about all day, is when these cars get behind one another, they just lose all that front downforce and the front tires take off. And as soon as he got up the racetrack like he wanted to, he got behind that 12 car, and watch this thing. He's going to have the wheel cranked to the left and just straight.
I hear you, buddy. Bummer.
One of those days.
Truex got it back on the outside of McDowell for the lead.
What a stack up here. You'd think there were 2 to go, not 50 to go.
Denny.
He got really tight.
Yes, he did. Had to move up the racetrack. Brad Keselowski gave him a room.
Let's try 4 wide.
4 wide.
Yes.
For the lead, getting into 1. Look out. Cindric, clear. Woohoo! Still 4 wide. Kyle Busch on the bottom coming with him.
What a move.
What a move by Kyle Busch.
Still 4 wide.
And I tell you what, folks, that is the craziest position that you can possibly be in, and these guys are not lifting. 4 wide around these corners at Atlanta Motor Speedway is not something that's easy to do. You see Martin Truex get loose.
Not a good lap for Martin Truex. To the lead, all the way back in the pack.
See him go in right there, go up the racetrack, get a little bit loose. The car gets away. 7 and 5 pile in.
5, 6, and 7.
And that's how close these cars to being on the edge are. You see Brad just wiggle a little bit, but every single corner is just like that for these drivers. You are making small corrections with the wheels lap after lap, and with all these cars and all this energy, you're doing everything that you can do. As we take a look from the back bumper of Brad Keselowski, you see him wiggle, start to slide. 5 and 7.
This is the 5th race on the new configuration of Atlanta, and Kyle Larson has been involved in a crash in every single one of them. Here are the cars that have not been in a crash today.
This has just been a wild race, and it's just it's everything that we talked about.
A couple of rows deep right there.
The speed in the 14 is what makes him dangerous. He's able to
4 wide.
Puts him in bad spots. There he goes. He's around.
Yeah.
Off the nose of Denny Hamlin, who also was involved. Chase Briscoe.
Tried to go through the middle, and they were too wide below him, and he just lost it.
Shot the gap 1 too many times.
Yeah, and you want to be aggressive, and you want to keep doing everything that you need to do to go forward, but at that particular point, he just got a little tap from the 11 underneath him there because they were 4 wide. There was just nowhere to go, and wound up getting spun out.
Can't say he wasn't going for it.
Looked like Denny Hamlin got the worst of it here.
Yeah, and that's just, you know, they're 2 wide below Chase there, and spotter's got to be telling him 2 wide. I don't know what the spotter said, but they were 2 wide below him, and
hold on.
Yeah, he went too low, and Denny Hamlin was there with the car below him, and he couldn't go anymore, and the 14 wound up getting spun out right there.
We were 100% focused on this race car. We weren't giving up anything. That hurt us in qualifying, but here we are at the end. We got cars together, Mike.
The 4 into the fence. And the 9 of Chase Elliott goes for a double spin there. Whoa, close call.
It's hard to tell if the 4 car had to check up right there when the 23 got a little bit sideways there, but
that just lifted Carson Hocevar.
Yeah, it was amazing. As soon as Wallace's car got loose, that thing followed suit right behind him.
1 lap to go. Sponsored by Credit One Bank.
It's all going to come down to getting into 3, I think. Here comes the energy. Here comes the support from the back. That 3rd row. Where does he block? Does he block high? Does he block low? Here it comes. Kyle Busch to the middle. Shooting a gap. No help with Kyle Busch.
Oh, Suarez right alongside him. 3 wide. Off
Look at this.
4. Here they come to the flag. 3 abreast. Photo finish.
How about, I think it's Blaney. Unbelievable. 3 wide finish. Have you ever seen anything like that?
Scoring.
Finish is under review.
Scoring has the margin between the first 3 cars at 0.00 seconds.
How awesome was that?
Race finish is under review.
How about that? Freeze frame, stop motion to the line. That's too close to call. Unbelievable.
Blaney doesn't pull up to get the middle lane blocked, and Kyle Busch puts it right on the outside of Blaney, woes them all down. Bubba Wallace gets tight, so really at this point it's a race between these 3 guys coming to the start-finish line, and it's just a drag race and nobody's going anywhere, and it comes down to a dead heat between the 3 of them at the start-finish line. What? That's unbelievable.
We'll believe it. That was awesome. And I love what you said there. As soon as Wallace slid up, it eliminated all the help from behind. At that moment, you knew it was a 3-car drag race to the finish. And Daniel Suarez, how about Jamigo? Huge win for him. That's going to be very popular.
7th win for Trackhouse Racing. Their last came at Phoenix in November in the season finale. And Chevrolet doubles up with wins at Daytona and Atlanta. There's a high 5. What a finish.
What a finish.